All right, ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sanch here. Welcome back to the Bodybuilding News Network. This is going to be a new show. It's going to be something I've been wanting to do for a while. We're going to build it this way between you and I, us having conversations and just chatting. Totoro, of course, joining us as he really does seem to enjoy hanging out with me as of late. But the goal of this show is to give you, if we can shoot towards an hour, that's what I'm going to try to do. I will be posting the audio version on Patreon, or I'm going to find out how to do that for you guys so that you can just do a audio version and just listen to it and go through your day and enjoy the soothing voice of your boy, Josh Sanch, here on the Bodybuilding News Network. Now, I still want to talk about bodybuilding. I still want to talk about my own fitness journey, running and weightlifting and weight loss and military and anything, really anything. The way we're going to do the Q&As is for each episode, you'll leave a comment in the comment sections below giving us topic ideas. And whenever we do decide to bring on guests on the show, it's going to be called something like Muscle Report Weekly or Weekly Recap, or I don't know. I don't want to say bodybuilding because it kind of ties us into something a little too narrow, and I want the show to be broad. I want to be able to talk about a lot of different things. So I do hope you enjoy this style of content. Now, looking at my last week, Totoro's been scratching his face. He got a little scratch under the eye right here, so I had to put the cone on him just to be safe, to be careful. I didn't want him to hit his eye like his brother did and damage his eye permanently. So we did put the cone on the little Totoro here, but he's doing all right. He's been extra cuddly with us, and he does enjoy spending extra time with us, right? Me, us, I'm crazy. But overall, life's been pretty good. I'm hoping you guys are having good days as well. When I look at my last week in review, if this becomes just a weekly show, we did almost a 3.4, 3.5 mile run yesterday. That was amazing. That's something I haven't done in over a decade. So that was a huge milestone for me. That was something that really made me feel really happy. And I thought it was just phenomenal. It made me feel great. I did not run today because I wanted to record this, and finding a way to balance everything is just something that I haven't perfected yet. And I guess this would lead into the conversation of habit creation, removing bad habits, creating good habits. One of the books I'm reading currently is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I've been really enjoying reading that. It's been helping me learn how to build habits, at least the ones I want, and then getting rid of the ones I don't want or don't need. So that has been very enjoyable. I have a stack of books over here that I want to read as well. So please let me know if you guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys have read any of these books. It definitely would be something that I would enjoy hearing about, and recommendations as well. I'll order the books and save them, and whenever we get to them, we'll get to them. But please do leave me your recommendations for books in the comment sections below. But what else? What are you guys up to? How's your week been? How has your habits been? I'm definitely interested in hearing. For me, my habits have been pretty good. I really can't complain too much. I have 5 critical tasks, 5 critical habits I've been working on lately. And those 5 things are exercising, running, reading, journaling, and practicing a second language. Now, moving backwards, practicing a second language, I have been learning Japanese. That's been something that's been very fun to learn and develop. And some of this comes from being here in the Bay Area in California. Dating has been a lot of fun. Dating Asian ladies has been amazing. and Cambodian, Chinese. I have yet to date a Japanese lady yet. I'm sure it'll happen. But my company that I work for now on the civilian side is based out of Japan. So it creates a beneficial situation where working there and possibly speaking Japanese could benefit me in my career. It could benefit me in my social environment as well. So that's kind of why I chose Japanese. I was learning Spanish a little bit, and that seemed to have just gotten stale, whereas Japanese is kind of exciting every time I listen to it and every time I think about it. Every night I do my lessons as part of my 5 critical tasks. I've been enjoying that, and it doesn't get boring. It doesn't get stale. It's challenging, but it's fun. The way it flows off your tongue is very satisfying and enjoyable. So I've been doing that. And let me know if you guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you are learning a second language. Of course, I use Duolingo. It is not something I am sponsored or affiliated with, but it is the app that I chose. So definitely check that out if that's something you'd be interested in learning. And give me any tips and tricks if you speak Japanese or if you're learning another language. If there's any tips or recommendations or things you've learned, any tricks you've learned along the way that's helped you learn that language. Yeah, good scratches. Running is something that in the military has always been a very important thing to do. You, at least in the Army, you have to run 2 miles, and the time threshold has changed over the years, over the decade that I've been in. It's gotten a lot slower. It's gotten a lot easier to pass. Now, myself, I'm not someone who bothers himself with minimums very often. I've always tried to strive to be the better version of myself, the pinnacle sergeant in the Army, someone that people can look up to. And that can apply to really anything you do. Is you never really want to do just the bare minimum unless your goals are aligned with performing the bare minimum. Because, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes going above and beyond, I have cat hair in my nose, going above and beyond sometimes isn't beneficial. It isn't productive towards your end goal, your end state. For me, pushing the weights in the gym, doing extra heavier weight and running faster and faster and pretty much just the lifting heavier weights, it wasn't beneficial to anything except this thought that it was going to make me feel like I belong within bodybuilding. It was going to make me feel like I was part of something. And that kind of can feed into a lot of different things. And I'm sure I'll try to get a mental health professional on here as one of the guests, and we can dig into some different things and different questions. So definitely leave your comment sections below, your thoughts, your comments, your questions in the comment section below for that future episode, and leave a tag in there like therapist and then colon and then your question. But sometimes it's not beneficial to push yourself to these extreme limits if there isn't a goal that you're chasing after. So, or even if you do have a goal, it needs to align with, reality. Like if you want to squat 600 pounds, how does that benefit you in the long run? Is it that's the big question. What's your why? Why do you want to squat 600 pounds? I have so much cat hair in my nose now. Mistakes were made. So, learning the second language, running. The reason I'm doing so much running is because it's hard. And I've never been historically a good runner. So I wanted to challenge myself to be running every day. And I've missed quite a few days so far in this journey, and that's okay. But something that I've learned in Atomic Habits by James Clear is never miss twice. Never miss twice in a row. So I ran yesterday, absolutely crushed it on the distance. It felt like a great run. And I took today off because I wanted to record this video for you. So tomorrow, I'll get back at it. I'll try to be better at my time management in my downtime to try to reduce the amount of time where I'm not doing productive things or things that would make me feel happy or accomplished at the end of the day. Sitting there watching YouTube or something. It's not conducive currently. It's 9:30 at night now, and I still want to read for a good 30 minutes. And typically I usually get about two pages in. Hey, your boy's getting lean. I'm down about 12 pounds since I started this keto journey. And that's been something that's been a lot of fun. To include the cardio and doing the keto, my body feels good. I accidentally had, and this is tricky, I was at the 7-Eleven the other day, and I picked up, as I normally do, I'll go in there, and I was feeling kind of tired that day, and I didn't really want coffee because I was drinking coffee already that day, so I went in and got a Monster. And I got the little 12-ounce can, and I got the green one, but with the bright green lid around it, because that's the sugar-free one, or at least so I thought. It was not, and it was 44 grams of carbs, and if you know anything about ketosis, when you get anywhere near 50 grams net, it's going to bump you out. So this is my first day being bumped out. After Sunday, I had a refeed. I broke keto to kind of relax, get my body reset. And here we are again, getting knocked out once again. So we're going to keep working at that. And keto's been a lot of fun, eating a lot of eggs, eating a lot of chicken thighs and beef. I got a plate here of chicken thighs I just got done cooking. So I'm going to eat until I'm satiated. And then I'm going to go read. So, but that's after we get done with this video. What else? Reading, second language, running, weightlifting. The goal with the weightlifting isn't to just go in and smash weight and do crazy weight and reps and blah, blah, blah. The goal of weightlifting is, or exercising or going to gym, is to just go in there and just stimulate the muscle, feel a contraction, focus on just enjoying what I'm doing while I'm there. Again, it's not mainly focusing on putting huge weight up. I'm definitely not there. It's not the goal anymore. I don't particularly care who's around me anymore. I'm not focusing on that anymore. I'm trying to be intentional and humble and focusing on what's important for me. And for me, it's feeling like I was productive that day at the gym, that I was enjoying what I was doing. So if that helps you, please take that approach to the gym. If you are someone who wants to get something a little bit more out of your weightlifting, incorporating progressive overload or following a program to feel like you belong in something, do that. Have that as part of your journey. But I'm past that now. I've had that part of my journey done, and I have the injuries to show for it. So now I'm simply lifting to feel alive. Reading. As you can see, I put my stack of books here so it's always in shot. It's always on my mind. I do have my book I'm currently reading by my bed. So when I shower and get into bed, I can immediately read, I can journal, and I can do my second language currently, which is Japanese. For reading, I'm doing, as I mentioned earlier, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And that's helping me build habits that I want and getting rid of habits that I don't want. And I definitely recommend it. I think it's been a very beneficial book so far. I've learned a lot. It's taught me so much about some of the things I do and why I do it. And I thought that it was it's a cool way to look at life. And that's just how my brain works. That's how my mental illness works, is I feel like I always have to be productive. I always have to not specifically create content, but that's the face that you see. You see Josh Sanj, my YouTube personality, it really is who I am, but it's a little I don't know, a little bumped up with the enthusiasm and the energy. I try to be entertaining for you guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen. But that is something that I struggle with, is finding my own personal value and creating my own personal value based off of the value or the products or the content that I create. And it's to where I don't look at myself as I'm a valuable person because of the things that I am, or the things that I am to other people, or the qualities that I have. I find my value, the way I look at it through my optics, is the value that I bring to the world and to you, ladies and gentlemen, on YouTube and Patreon, and the value I bring to my direct reports at work, and to my supervisor, my boss, and my friends. That's how I see my value. And that is something that hopefully none of the books I have currently are going to do that for me. But hopefully, Tyler Johnson, if you're listening, if anyone has a recommendation for value and understanding your worth through self-worth and I know self-love gets kind of cringy, but that's something I'd like to look into. Is I'm almost 30 and I want to start loving myself for who I am, not specifically for what I do or what I can do for others. And if that's something you struggle with, please let me know down below. I really want this show to be an opportunity for you to connect and talk things out. Sometimes you just need someone to listen. And if you typing it out and knowing that I'm reading it and listening, and others like me and like you are listening and reading these comments, use this as an opportunity to talk things out. That's something that I don't really have outside of this platform, is having someone to talk to. You know, my wife left me in December, and all my family lives in Texas or Wisconsin, so they're not particularly close to me. And I have a couple friends. That's not the relationship we have, sober. And my dating life is definitely not emotional. I don't really have relationships with ladies right now it's like that. It's unfortunate, but I don't think it's fair to these ladies to open up myself emotionally to them when I don't really know how to be emotional to myself. And I don't really want to give them my trauma. I don't want to dump my trauma onto them without me processing it first. So keeping it physical is where we are at, and it is fun. It's something I've never done before. It's something I've never been around so many beautiful women in my life. So that's kind of cool. Second language, reading, running, exercise, journaling. As we creep towards the 20 minutes, I do appreciate you guys sticking by. I'm thinking I want to throw in some funny stuff here and maybe reacting to some bodybuilding stories or things I just read in general. So we will look at things like that, maybe even some political stuff, and try to get something funny out of that. But for journaling, I do a journal called Deeper. It's something I saw in an ad on Instagram. And it gives you daily prompts, or whenever you decide to do that episode, it gives you a prompt that you can read through and just journal your thoughts. One of them was, I can't even remember what the one yesterday was, but it's like, what is one thing you can live without? Or what's one characteristic about yourself that you can live without? And the idea, the prompt of the journal is to dig deeper, to think about those things and dig deeper into yourself. It's kind of like a little self-help, self-therapy book to try to understand yourself better and dig deeper into what you're about and what's important. So between the journaling and the habit creation and habit removal book I'm reading, those are really two things I'm really happy about. The running I'm really proud about. The weight loss and weightlifting in combination, in conjunction, I think are being very beneficial to my mental health and seeing my body look the way I want it to. So that's cool as well. But I guess we'll leave it at 20 minutes. If you guys enjoy this style of content, leave your topics down below and we'll dig into more topics. These videos will get longer. We will get to a point where you can just chill and listen to me talk about, whatever's going on in life. And I'll try to find the funny in it and share it with you and try to get the nuggets of information out for you and bring guests on so we can talk about stuff as well. So that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Check out bodybuildingnews.net if you want to purchase some cool merch. But of course, check out our Instagram, social medias, Bodybuilding News Network, and subscribe if you enjoy this style of content. We will get back into doing coverage of the shows and things like that. But I'm just really in kind of an interesting transition in my life right now. And I'm at a point where I feel like I just don't have a lot of time. And I used to play a lot of video games, and I used to, I don't know, just feel like there's no time left in the world. So bear with me. Those of you who came into this channel as OGs, I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the comments. And if you are interested in this style of content and you find it entertaining, consider subscribing. We will have more stuff like this coming out in the future. I do want to heavily focus more on podcast type content, not so much the Nick Strength and Power, the EP09, Mark's Max Muscle type stuff where it's just quick little reports on everything going on in the world of bodybuilding. I do want to talk about these topics, but I want to talk about it in a long format where we can kind of flush things out and really think about it. So that'll do it. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, drop your topics for the next video, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks.